Alright guys, so welcome back. Let's have a look at COREWEAVE. So we did talk about this stock literally somewhere around here, May 3rd. So it looks like it's been 2 weeks since we covered this name. And I was tweeting about this one as well, retweeting some stuff. So at the moment, 84, that's where we close, 80 bucks, that's where you close, all-time highs, 84. So this 22% move partially, so okay, they reported earnings. We did break out of this IPO run-up that it had before making a new low at 33.50. So pretty decent move up all the way to this level. And partially why we had this sort of a move is earnings catalyst, option positioning, and at the same time today, very big one is NVIDIA positioning, right? So last week, throughout the week, 13 Fs were coming out, which is like people who are managing over $100 million. They're obligated, so they have to file SEC filing to disclose their positioning, and they started coming out left and right. And the big one was NVIDIA, which came out. I'm going to just show you guys the 13F for COREWEAVE's, everybody, okay, whoever might have some sort of a position, it will show you here. If you want to take a look at it yourself, I'm going to share it here, Whale's Wisdom. So NVIDIA, on the other hand, so we're talking about just purely NVIDIA. I know there are many funds right here. They added pretty big sizes, and you can see their cost, okay, so 36, 35, 37, something like that. NVIDIA as well, somewhere around their cost, 37 bucks average. They acquired 24 million, and so far it represents 78% of their essentially position. So this is the NVIDIA's investments that they're holding. Anything they're holding pretty much started moving today, but this is the new position, COREWEAVE, and you can see ARM Holdings, they're still holding a little bit of a position right there. Applied Digital, they're still holding RXRX, YNDX, and WeRide. This is a autonomous driving, so this is another thing that they added, I believe, this quarter. So my assumption is whenever NVIDIA does this kind of a investment, and at the same time, so if they bought it, let's say at 37, and this stock went up to these $84 levels, I am 100% sure they started trimming their position and maybe even took off half of their position off the table. So this essentially came out, the filing that came out for this period actually. So like 2 days after going public right here, this is the only time they could have bought, or maybe they had a pre-IPO access. I'm not sure if they bought it in open market. I'm assuming they bought it in open market because this is a filing for Q1 of 2025, okay? So after buying it somewhere right here, I'm pretty sure they could have started like taking at least half of the profits off the table, just like they have done with ARM Holdings. I want to show you guys quickly before I dive into the like chart and what I'm thinking and all that good stuff. They have done same thing with ARM Holdings. They have done investments somewhere around here, I believe, and then as soon as ARM just started going double, triple, they took off half. They sold the half in Q4 somewhere right here, and then they disclosed it in Q1 of 2020. We can actually take a look at it here very easily. We can just go to Q3, and then it would show us ARM Holdings. So they had 1.9 million shares, and they trimmed like 44% of it in that quarter, in that previous quarter, and you can see other of their sales. Okay, this is, I don't want to make it about NVIDIA, but this is why a lot of people chased it, because it's old news, okay? Essentially, yeah, those people are holding it, those investment banks. This is a new IPO, COREWEAVE, earnings better than expected, okay? But they're still probably burning cash and will be because it's a new IPO. So Now, what am I watching from here? Even though I titled my previous content where I said this is most likely headed to $100+, and I do believe so. So it may not happen as fast as you think. So COREWEAVE at the moment, implied volatility is crazy, meaning average true range for the stock, implied volatility, it's exactly the same thing, okay? Average true range, implied volatility, identical. So it's $7.37, which is essentially 10% of the stock, almost 8% implied IV. So meaning options are now jacked up. So if you want to trade the stock's options, regardless if you are going for short term or long term, they are expensive. Okay, so this is why I am going to basically my title is going to be IV Crush for the stock. What do I mean by that? It doesn't mean that I'm bearish or bullish. Okay, IV Crush happens when stock essentially doesn't move in between option expirations. So I don't know what you have on your chart, but on my chart it shows like this. I mean, every monthly OPEX, this is just like a red line right here, you can see it starts from the end of third Friday till, so basically third Friday of the month to next third Friday of the month. It's like the monthly big option expiration. Okay, so even when I look at the chart of the stock, I have this setting where I can look at it OPEX to OPEX. I can essentially show you maybe PLTR. Yeah, so you can see here's what PLTR has done, just as an example. Okay, so each candle here represents 1 month's candle, but it's just measuring it from option expiration to option expiration. So when stock gets extended and it runs away with high volume, and also implied volatility gets jacked up like this, it tends to burn premium for the next OPEX. Meaning, what I'm saying from here is, so we have a next big option expiration now for, next month, which is June 20th. Okay, so 35 days from here now, and this is a monthly option expiration. What I'm saying is COREWEAVE could go up for sure, but what will happen is it will be hovering in this range. It could definitely go down, can come down to 66 and then come right back down to 88 and finish that June 20th expiration around that price and cause max damage. This is one scenario. Another scenario that I have seen many times, it can certainly pull right back down, and pretty much it can come down as well. It can just break out, it can come down, but we have already seen it from the initial option expiration right here. This is what happened. You can see stock goes public right here. It goes up, but eventually come to next option expiration of April, it closes pretty much around that very same price of $40 by causing maximum pain for option traders, directional option traders. So if you're somebody who's going like with a longer dated, let's say 2 months, 3 months option contract, and you didn't take profit on the way up or on the way down, you would have lost money due to the decay in terms of like implied volatility crushing and basically stock staying flat. So this is something I'm watching for COREWEAVE. It doesn't mean that I'm super bearish. I have already showed you guys what I was thinking it could look like. It could also look like this, or Reddit. If you guys remember, I showed you this, or saying that, sure, I think COREWEAVE can run away. It can do identical thing. So it can go pretty much $100+ and just start melting, maybe up until like September, maybe October, not October actually. Weakness we have in markets typically August, September. Maybe we will do something like this, just like Reddit has done. So breaks out of the IPO high, let's say, and then it just starts melting in a choppy way, and then it starts coming back down to test those pre-IPO highs. So I think this is very, very likely scenario considering I have watched so many IPOs, okay? Airbnb, Palantir, Robinhood, what else? DoorDash in the last like 5-6 years where I have very closely paying attention to option activity, and I'm believing that it could look very, very similar. So the only time like I would consider this stock as an investment when it essentially finds bottom. Like I don't believe that this $33 like long term, like let's say 1 year from now, I don't believe that this 33.52 where it put a low is actually going to be a low. I'm pretty sure it could go even lower before it starts rebounding due to like strong fundamentals. Go take a look at all of these IPOs. Go take a look at Palantir, what it has done when it went public, and I'm looking at OPEX to OPEX charts where from $10 Palantir goes all the way to 45 and it just sits, burns premium, and then it just essentially takes out that IPO price, goes lower, and then rebounds due to strong fundamentals. So I think identical situation will happen to COREWEAVE in the long run because I'm just running a little bit ahead. But going into next month, I'm essentially watching for the stock to chop around here, IV pretty much crash, or maybe stock even drift higher. But regardless of what it does, implied volatility is going to come down because volume, I think, will be cooling off, going back to normal, which is in this stock's case 10 million a day. So today it traded 42 million a day. So, and also I have this that I post for YouTube members. I don't know if you want to, I mean, it's only $5. If you want to check it out, check it out. So I'm going to put it in the description. So I post these from volume leaders that I'm subscribed to, where I basically was looking at the orders, right? So this is essentially gives me a cluster of orders where people could have been buying and essentially watching those certain levels as a support or resistance. Look at the COREWEAVE. As soon as it went public, large orders came in. Number one, number two, number five, large orders, and then stock started rallying to $60, and then a lot of people started taking profit, and the stock came right back down. And then you can see at these prices yesterday and today, we're seeing number 6, number 9 printed, which I am considering could be people just taking profit as well into this rally. So today's May 16th large order was number 6 at $80, $23 million position, 292,000 shares. And again, I'm not saying that this stock has to come crashing down, but this is my take. So if it's a bit too sophisticated for you to understand, you can definitely follow me on Twitter. I try to sometimes post it over there, and pretty much, or maybe even my Discord is completely free. You can check it out. But essentially, these videos are not a recommendation for you to buy or sell. This is purely random guy's opinion on YouTube. And that's what I'm watching for CRWV in the next month, or maybe for the next 3, 4, 5 months from here. So thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.